Hello. So usually you see this shelf, if you watch me, that was brown recently, but now it's white because I painted it white. Yes. But I also have another shelf that I don't show, and I look at it like I'm looking at it right now. It's thin and it's long and it's full of books that I keep a lot of my books and paraphernalia, you know the word. There, my little stuff, my little miscellaneous stuff, little things, my little knickknacks, my little fandom stuff. I've been wanting to change stuff up for a while, and finally I'm going to, because I got paid. Then I've been wanting to change stuff up for a while, and now I am, and I'm going to change that shelf that you can't see and you won't see because I don't want to show it. But the shelf means a lot to me. It's my first ever bookshelf and I kept it since I got it, and it's been fucking stacked, which is why I got this small one to lessen the little pressure that the other shelf was experiencing. And it's still stacked. It has a lot of stuff in it, and it's time to change stuff up. So I emptied all of it, and I got a look at my books and my little knickknacks and stuff like that, and I wanted to share with you my favorite books of all time on my shelves. I have to emphasize that this is just on my shelves. I've read so many books and got so many arcs since I started this channel that I loved, and came across so many books that I don't have physically, and these are not in any particular order or in any particular favorism. They're not in any particular hierarchy. They're just my favorites. So the first one is the Harry Potter series. Of course, this is just the Philosopher's Stone, but I'm talking about the entire series. I didn't want to get it all up because I have a lot of knickknacks, like potion bottles and blah, blah, blah. So it's difficult to get stuff out of there. But yes, the Harry Potter series. I've had this series for years. I've loved the series. This is the book franchise that got me into reading. I am a total Potterhead obsessed. I love this so much. It doesn't really need a summary or anything like that. This is just me sharing stuff that I love because I don't know, I feel good that I want to share stuff that I love. Nothing compares to the magic this goddamn series has on us. If you know, you know. If you're one of the people that are like me that grew up there, you're either a Percy Jackson hoe, a Potter hoe, or a Lord of the Ring hoe. And I am a Potter hoe. If you meet a bookworm, they're either gonna tell you that the first obsession, the first books that got them into reading are the Percy Jackson books, or this, or maybe the Lord of the Rings. You know, the basics of book stuff. The book people, the basics of becoming a book hoe is this, and this is it for me, and I loved it so much, and it makes me so happy. And every time I open the book again, and every time I come across the first opening line, it just fills me with so much happiness and so much magic. I love this world so freaking much. It just makes me so freaking happy. The Hobbit. I love this. I actually haven't read this that long ago, just a few years back, but I absolutely fell in love. I prefer The Hobbit to The Lord of the Rings, but this is a staple and will always be a staple, and if you read it you will understand why. This is the grandfather of everything that I fall in love with now, everything that I read and fall in love with. This is where it came from. This is the inspiration for so many things, and getting into this is literally traveling to somewhere else. The world, the music, the writing, it makes me so happy. Every time I open the book, every time I glance at the book and glance at everything, the art, the music, it makes me so freaking happy. The chance, just like someone was able to create all of this. I can't describe how actually incredibly jubilant this fucking book makes me. Reading it for the first time, I still remember how it made me feel, and it came close to the magic that the Potter books made me feel, which is insane. Because it's like that one of a lifetime type of feeling. Gravity's Rainbow. I've read this once and probably just gonna read it once. I do want to read it again so bad, but this is a fucking Goliath. You can call it a masterpiece or you can call it a jumbled up jumbled up, piece of writing. This is just a man's thought, a very, very unstable man's thought. And you would be right both ways. Yes, either way, you would be right. The year is 1944, following Tyrone Slothrop, a very unstable and unhinged man. This is a project. People be taking years reading the book. It took me a month and a little bit, I think almost 2 months. I don't know. I don't remember, but more than a month. I dedicated a lot of time doing the book. I dedicated a lot of energy trying to understand the book, and I think I got 5% of it. Yeah. Just to be able to have a conversation with someone that also read the book about the book, and to be able to pick thoughts and pick through the brains of someone that read it, and them to pick through my brains as a person that also read the book. It is an experience. There's quite literally no other way to describe this other than a whole ass experience. You are confused, and then you're in a musical, and then you're dancing, and then you're doing someone, and then something is being done to you, and then bombs, and then you're in war, and then you're having a daydream that lasts hours, and it's so much packed into a book. This is about 900 pages, and it feels as if it's 5,000 pages. Why even is this one of my favorite books of all time? Because of how fucking weird and unhinged it is. It legit goes from a German heartfelt poem to a musical in the span of one phrase, and I love that. My Shakespeare stack. I love Shakespeare. We had so many assignments when I was in school to annotate and to decipher stuff from Shakespeare, and I've never done them because I was very mentally unstable in school, but I regret that so much after school, because I read a lot after school and I absolutely fell in love. You could see how many times these bitches have been read and loved and tried to be understood and explained. These are, I think, my most annotated books, and I still read them, and I still read them and go through them and still annotate more and try to understand more and get more from them, and I think that is lovely. Just to be able to create something and have someone go through that same thing over and over and over again and always gain something from it is bewildering to me, and I love that so much. My favorite is Hamlet and The Merchant of Venice. I love the subjects talked about in The Merchant of Venice. I read it actually in a video for the first time, and I loved it so much, and it's still one of my favorites. And since then I have read it again and will continue to read it just to be able to grasp stuff from it. It's such a huge pleasure to meet people that I recently actually had a conversation with a friend of mine about The Merchant of Venice, and I didn't know the subject discussed in The Merchant of Venice, and I had the best time of my life telling them and discussing that, and I think that is lovely, and I always am absolutely in love with reading over and over again because of how it brings people together, well, for me at least. That's so fucking stupid. But yeah, my Shakespeare stack. Norwegian Wood. I like Murakami a lot. I like his style of writing. I like how subversive he is. I like how weird he is. And I love Norwegian Wood. This is my favorite Murakami book as of yet. The first one that I've read was Kafka on the Shore, and I loved it. It was so weird. I was so weirded out, and I had so much fun reading the fucking book, trying to understand what is happening. Why are we doing this? Why are we fucking a ghost again? Please let me know, someone. It's the kind of book that you will relate to in ways that you wouldn't expect. This is my Italian version that I love the cover of so much, and this is my mass market English version. It's so simple and it's so beautiful. I love mass market paper books. I don't know why. They're so small and easy to hold, and I love how easy to damage they are, but somehow as much as they get damaged, they are never, like, they're not being able to be read. There's a simpler way to say that sentence, and I don't want to think about it. I took this with me on trips, on hikes. and nothing happened to it. And even if stuff were to happen to mass market paperback books, they would still be readable. So yeah, Norwegian Wood. Following mostly Toru, who is absolutely in love with a girl named Naoko, who are sort of trauma bonded by the death of their friend. It discusses a lot of mental health, and in a way that I honestly have not seen that much before. It's not in a glorified, romanticized way, but it's also not at all in like a self-helpy, preachy way. It's in this limbo state between the two, and I really, really like it. 1,000 Arabian Nights. These are old. They are in Arabic, and let me show you the goddamn... Don't judge the first one. I lended this one. I got this when I was very young, maybe 13, something like that. And I've saved them so much. That's not a correct sentence. I took care of them, and I really took care of them, yes. But then I lended this one to someone back when I was naive, and I would lend my books to people, and they got it back for me. I lent it to my cousin, and I really hate her. If you ever watch this, I hate you, and I don't forgive you. And I lended this one to her, and she got it back bent and yellowed and stained with food on the inside, and I never talked to my family ever again. It has this, I don't know, like simple yet traditional kind of art on each of the covers, and it's so pretty. And this is the last one. They're one of my favorite books on the shelf because of the fucking nostalgia. I haven't picked them up in a while, but I will legit never ever in my life get rid of them. A Little Life by Hanya Nagihara. Jude St. Francis is the MC of this book, and since I've read the book, I've been absolutely in love with that character and planning to read the book again when I'm a little bit better mentally. This book will break you. It totally broke me into tears and pieces, and I loved it so freaking much, and unfortunately for me, found it very relatable. The character Jude St. Francis is one of the best things ever created, and I absolutely freaking love him. Girl Interrupted, Susanna Kazin. The reason that this is one of my favorite books on the shelf and I will never let it go is really not because of some ingenious like prodigy type writing or anything like that. It's not like that. This is a real story about a real woman that had real stuff happen to her. But the reason this is one of my favorite books on my shelves is because I have borderline personality disorder with psychosis aspects to it, and this is the first time that I've read something that made me not feel like a freak, that made me not feel weird, and made me feel less lonely, that there's someone out there that is also experiencing the same stuff that I'm experiencing with, and are still alive and thriving, and are able to talk about it and create something so beautiful out of it. This is just the story of Susanna Kazin before, during, and after she got into a mental institution place, and you have inside the documents in there, the stuff that happened to her in there, and before and after she got out of there. And it's nothing, like I said, like incredible poetic writing or whatever, but it will forever hold a special place in my heart because of my own personal stuff. That's it. Those are the books that honestly have a special place in my heart that are on my shelves. Of course, there are others that I love and enjoyed and 5-starred and everything, but these are the ones that have special places in my heart. And why? Or the books that I probably will never be able to get rid of. Even if I don't read them for years and years and years, I'll still never be able to get rid of them because of how special they are to me. I don't know what the purpose is of this video. There's no purpose of this video. This is just me sharing the stuff that make me happy. Yeah, please don't hesitate to share yours or pick one. What is your favorite book on your shelves that you will never be able to get rid of, and why? Thank you so much for watching. Bye.